Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah. Jones, hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right, Las Vegas, it's Wednesday, 12 o'clock. That's right, the Greg Deville. Let's talk wealth and real estate right here at hot702.5fm.com. This is what we do every week. We want to thank Christina Graham for standing in for me on last week. We had a situation to handle, and what a great job she did, I must say. So today I want to talk about the market report as of February 3rd, 2025. The real estate industry right now, and we know this administration is crazy and it's a lot of buffoonery going on. However, new listings have come up. We have 707 new listings here in the Las Vegas Valley. Now, want you guys to get yourself prepared. How do we do that? Credit is essential to getting yourself prepared for 2025. Now, don't let the administration hold you back. We still have funding available. Many of you have a 401k on your job. I want you to take advantage of that because with a mere 580, 600 FICO score, you can use those funds. They're set aside. And guess what? Here's the advantage about the 401k when purchasing a home. There's no penalty. Now, you borrowed some money from it before to buy a car, have the car fixed, get a transmission, whatever that thing was, but you paid up to a 10% penalty. But for purchasing a home, this is great news, there's no penalty. So I want you guys to take advantage of that because as the new administration comes in, we don't know if the 401 is going to go to 201. Might as well go use your money now before it depletes. You know, the stock market is crazy. We just had a plunge a couple days ago. It's just a little crazy. So at this time, while we're yet speaking, remember now, many of you are going to be receiving a tax refund. With the tax refund, please, ma'am, please, sir, let's be smart this year. All the other years we've had fun, we've done things, we've taken trips, we paid some bills. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to contact me at 702-349-0162. Again, that's 702-349-0162. What I want to do is set you with a lender. Let you talk with Christina. I have about 9 lenders. Let's talk about how you can get set up to know where your credit is, what you need to pay. Don't just start paying stuff off. Let's get a game plan. Let's do a strategy with this tax refund. I mean, literally, we just had Christmas. I wish I would have counted how many days ago. But we know it's been 25, so that's 30. So it's nearly 40 days ago we just had Christmas. You get this tax refund, my friend, you do yourself a favor. Do your children a favor. Get into home ownership. You'll be glad you did. I have a way to show you how to do it and get you involved through this industry. Because right now, there's, excuse me, I don't want to sneeze in here. There's back on the market 125 homes back on the market. There's 530 homes that have had a price decrease. So in other words, home prices are coming down in order to get them sold. So this would be a great, we're talking 530 homes that has decreased in value. So that's an advantage for you to get in because prices are down. Isn't that why you go to Walmart and Target, right? They talk about clearance. Prices are down. And that's how they get you to move in. That's how they get you involved in going to buy and all that stuff we do. Sale. They know to put, they don't hardly do that to the men. Men, we don't make a big fuss. We want a shirt, we go buy the shirt. Other than that, we're not just shopping just to freelance. We have a purpose. We need a pair of shoes, we go get a pair of shoes. But when we're talking about a price decrease in real estate, this is a great time for you to get in. And like I stated, where you're getting your tax refund, let's talk about where your credit is. Now, don't just go paying stuff off. Let's get a game plan, the strategy. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Which way are we going to start? Where are we going to start first? What do you see, Alicia Taylor? What do you see that I need to do? I'm a veteran. Josh Gillicky Jr., I'm a veteran. I want to get into home ownership once again. Now, don't forget, although you're a veteran, you may have used your VA benefits before, and maybe you lost it, foreclosed, short. So you'll have the opportunity once again to purchase and use that VA certificate again. Tell your family, tell your friends, because this is information that people sometimes just don't know. And if you share it, they'll know it. Wealth is possible. Creating wealth through equity. I mean, you're already doing it, right? Yes, you are. You're doing it when you pay the landlord's mortgage. You're creating wealth through equity when you pay the mortgage. So why continue to pay his mortgage? I'm showing you how to have your own mortgage when the principal payment goes down and the values are increasing. That means more equity in your pocket. Now, to those of you that own your home, let's talk about some residual income. How do we make residual income from what we have? Now, someone was recently on the phone with me saying, I think I'll just pay the mortgage off. I'm like, why would you do that? Use the equity to create residual income. So let's say you got $500,000 in equity and you can borrow 80% of that. So with the monies that you borrow, how about this? Put it on a fourplex unit that creates monthly income. It'll pay that little borrowed money back and it'll give you a residual every month. I mean, many are retired. You got a retired family member that you know of. Tell your mom, your Uncle Willie, and all those guys. Listen, there's a guy, Greg Deville, right here at 702.5 FM. This is what we do. We educate and empower with the knowledge in real estate, creating wealth through equity in real estate. Now, listen, there's a lot of, I've got some crypto, I've got some Bitcoin. Listen, there's a lot of ways to create wealth. I got some insurance policies. Guess what? We've tapped into everything. However, real estate by far has been one of my greatest because stock goes up, stock goes down. Real estate is being steady. Although we've got 530 homes that reduced, they're probably reduced no more than 20,000. And guess what? That's only because they're trying to sell, because time is of the essence for many people. Many people. Now, here's the other thing. There's going to be more homes on the market because people are losing their jobs. This administration is cutting jobs and people can't afford the mortgages now. If you take my job away, what am I supposed to do? Right? So we're seeing this all over the globe. So if you need to sell your home, let me help you, because many of you have enough equity in your home that actually you could sell it before you get behind and mess up your credit. And maybe you have to move on, downsize, whatever the case. We can help you sell that home, get into a downsized property, or you could take the equity and upgrade. Now, many of you, I've had families who've heard my show over the course of 9 years. They've contacted me. Guess what we've done? We were able to get the equity out of the house. They didn't sell the house. They decided they would rent the other house and use the equity towards the next house. So they got $85,000. They put $60,000 down on the next house. $20,000, they paid off some minor little stuff. Guess what? They got the home of their dreams. They got a balcony with the swimming pool, so they're going to put a slide off the balcony into the pool. Isn't that great? But that's what you can do with equity, because that's what the landlord is doing when he is having you to rent his house. He's using the equity. So many times what they've done is they've lived in the house you're renting, and they've lived there 5, 6, 7. The average household longevity of living is 5 to 7 years, right? So they may have been there 7 years, pulled out, let's say 80, 150,000. Well, they've gotten that money, they put it on another house, and they rent you this house. So you're paying the mortgage on this house, which they're still gaining equity, because why? You're paying on their mortgage, and the mortgage there. So they've got 2 properties, and they're getting the equity on them. So another 5, 7 years goes by. Guess what they do? Well, now here we go again. They're doing the same thing. So now I want to put you in that powerful position where you're able to have equity in a home. So again, there's a lot of ways you can create wealth, but why not do it while you sleep? Because home ownership can be done. You're going to pay. Listen, wherever you lie your head at night, you should own that piece of real estate. If you rent it, many home buyers have purchased a home they've rented. Ask me how I know. I've been the listing agent as well as the buyer's agent. I've helped families get into that same home without moving or packing a box. The landlord, listen, first thing, let's do this. Let's get you pre-approved, right? Once I get you pre-approved, you know how much you qualify for, and I'll do a comparative market analysis, a CMA, in that area of where you're renting. But you got to be approved first. We can knock on the door. I can contact the owner, say, hey, I've got the renter here who's been approved to purchase. Would you consider selling them your home? And you know what? People say, I really hadn't thought about selling a home, but how much are you offering? Oh, my. And guess what? I've seen it. I've seen families. I've walked up to a home. I had an approved buyer, and I told her, now I'm a handyman, plumber. I do a lot of I buy and flip homes, and I work with my hands. I do my own work on most of it, not all of it, but most of it. I don't do my electrical anymore. I don't do flooring. But I'll paint, texture, roofing. I don't do ACs, but I've got guys. I've got a crew that does it, right? So what happens is this person decided they wanted to sell the home. When they sold the home, they were able to gain equity. Now, with the equity, the advantage is we were able to use the equity, get it to another home, buy something they could fix up. And guess what? I have the crew that goes in and fix it up. So we want to help you guys understand there's a lot of possibilities that are available for you. You just got to have the right person to guide you into the directives or the direction you need. Now, my name is Greg Deville. I'm the owner, the broker of Deville Realty Group, the largest black real estate firm in the state of Nevada. I've worked very diligent to do what I'm doing, and so I'm loving it. I'm having fun. I'm helping families, and I want to continue to help. And I want to thank the many of you who refer Greg Deville, who refer Deville Realty. Shout out to the team out there. We've got 27 on our team, and guess what? We're all doing what we're doing, and that's real estate. So reach out to myself at 702-349-0162. I'd love to be able to help you. Sometimes I have to refer you to my team because I can't take all of the calls. However, I want to hear from you. It's imperative that I hear from you, that we move forward in 2025. The playbook. Listen, I've got a playbook, 2025 playbook that I've got to share with you about how to create generational wealth. How do you do it? Let's start with the real estate. Let's start where you lie your head down at night, because right now home prices are decreasing. Now, there's been 50 homes that have increased their price, but there's been 530 homes that has decreased their price. So we're in a decline as far as value because people are needing to sell. So when they need to sell, we can't get this number. Then we come down to a number that might be advantageous for us to get the buyer to make an offer. Is that right? So we have 71 homes that are coming soon. So these are coming soon homes. So let's get you in position. And we're not going to look right now. I have people say, I want to go see homes. We're not even ready. How can you go shopping and the credit card hasn't arrived yet? Right? You can't go to the mall. I mean, sure you can. Let me correct myself. You absolutely can go to the mall and you could spend $5,000 while trying to buy a house. As long as you're window shopping, as long as you're not going in there, put it in the bag. You get the credit card. Once you get a credit card, then you're able to shop, right? Well, you can't go shopping for a home until you get the pre-approval. So first things first, contact Greg Deville, 702-349-0162. Let me set you with one of my mini lenders, right? You can pick one. I've got 8 or 9 of them. So VA, FHA, conventional, hard money, whatever you need, we have access to getting it done for you. Now, with that being said, with the lender getting you pre-approved, there is a hard pull. Now, I want to do away with the myth about this hard pull because many people are saying, well, I don't want a hard pull. Well, you're not ready. So take a seat. You're not ready because you'll go to the Macy's. You'll apply for a credit card. That's a hard pull. And you don't think nothing of it. It's an inquiry. At least this inquiry is going towards a benefit for you. So we're going to do the hard pull. If you're against hard pulls, Credit Karma has a soft pull. With the soft pull, you get a peak. But even with that, you're only going to probably get 1 or 2 of the agencies, right? You need all 3. So we get a hard pull. We going hard in the paint. I mean, I'm really ready. When you're serious about it, doesn't matter. You could do a hard pull. Let's see where I'm at. I need to know because I'm getting this tax refund. I want to know what I need to pay down that will raise my score so that I could be in position. Now, I want to let you know there's some no money down programs. But their FICO scores tend to be a 620 or better. So when you pay with this tax refund, you pay down some of these, collections that you have. It will rise your score, but you need to know which ones are most important. There's some they may have 10 points. There's some that may carry 50 points, right? So you want to know. And how will we know? We need to contact Team Deville, 702-349-0162. When you contact me, I'm going to help you get a game plan with the lender. They're going to show you exactly. Now, isn't that great that they can give exact information? We're not shooting in the dark. We're not guessing. We're doing away with all that. I wonder if. No, we're going to know. Prime example, 2015. I wanted to get into home ownership. Real estate was finally coming back around. Market took turn back in 07, 08, 09. I got licensed in 05 to be a realtor. Market crashed in 06. It started declining. 07 got worse. 08, it bottomed out. So I'm a new agent with a bottomed out market. But it was okay because I'm a handyman. I was able to fix homes and we survived. Let's just say that. Thank God we survived. 10, 11, 12, those years kind of started turning around. 2015, things started getting a little bit better. We started being able to see the forest for the trees now. We can kind of start seeing, right? Well, in 2015, I was finally in position that I can apply for the programs that I had been talking about, right? Got my taxes in order, got some things set that I needed to do. Well, but my credit wasn't quite where it needed to be. I think you may have heard this before. But for those of you that haven't heard the story, I wasn't ready in the beginning. But speaking with my lender who helped me get in that position, she gave me the game plan. She said, Deville, you're not ready right now. But I tell you what, within 90 days, if you do this, and she wrote them out, she gave me, I needed a couple credit cards to start showing some, transactions and my ability to pay. Because what I found out is no credit is worse than bad credit. No credit is worse than bad credit. At least bad credit, I know you don't pay. No credit, I don't know what you might do, right? So they look at that. So I needed to produce a trade line. I need to show my ability to pay for 90 days. She said, Deville, within 90 days, got me set up. Got a couple credit cards, use and pay. Guess what? 94th day, I was solid. $300,000 approval. Now, back in 2016 rather, by the time I got it all done, it was 2016. And so we got it done. Back in 2016, you could buy a home for $300,000. I bought a 6-bedroom house for $300,000. It was unheard of. I mean, at this time, it's unheard of, but back then, that was reasonable, right? And it was near the Centennial area. Today, that same home is almost $600,000. Now, imagine I had been renting all this time and paid the landlord's mortgage down. The equity that he has in a home is almost $200,000, if not a little bit more. And as a renter, I'm paying that down. No, I'm paying it down as a mortgage owner. I owe a mortgage on it. I pay it every month. Now, keep in mind, before you go buy a new car, do not buy a new car in 2025 if you do not own a home. Hear me well. Say it with me. I will not buy a car in 2025 until I purchase a home. Because if you buy the car, you're not going to get a home until 2026. That means you're going to pay another man's mortgage for a whole nother year. Now, let's say you're in a lease. If you're in a lease, it's okay. Here's what happens. Still, let's get started on this pre-approval. Let's get a game plan, a strategy, if you will. I like to call it a prescription because the prescription tells what it's fixing. So we're going after our situation. We want to tackle it. Now, here's what we want to do. Find out what we need to do. Let's start. Let's do away with procrastination in 2025. Let's make a point that we're going to invest in ourselves. Make it a point to invest in yourself. Now, somebody said, well, I'm not ready. We always speak negative over, well, I'm not ready. Let me say something. The landlord doesn't want you to be ready either. So that's two of you working against you. You ain't ready or he ain't ready for you to go. Because he's counting it up that you're going to continue to pay his mortgage. He's depending on you. Your landlord, he never told you thank you, but he's depending on you. He's got faith you're going to pay that mortgage for him because that's what you're doing. You're paying the mortgage for the landlord. Now, how long are we going to keep up with this madness? Because if we know better, we can what? Say it with me. Do better. You said it. So that's the angle we want to take. That's what we want to do. So with doing that and the information I've just given you, contact me. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. I'm the broker owner. And look, we're having fun helping families. So as the market right now, as I mentioned, we have 7,831 homes available on the market right now as of the 3rd of February, 2025. We have 7,831 homes. Now, as the time progresses, more homes will be coming on the market. So we have 71 coming soon. That means 731 and you got 71 coming soon. So we're right about 7,900 and a little more change in properties that are going to be available. So coming soon typically are about 10 days out. I mean, they're on the way. But you're not ready to look. Please don't do that. Do not go on the internet looking at homes because you don't know how much you can afford. Before you go shopping, you contact the credit card company, don't you? You want to know what's your available limit. How much do I have available to me? Right? You don't want to go out there and swipe the card and they say, ma'am, do you have another card, sir? Do you have another card? This card is declined. So to avoid the embarrassment, typically you'll call to see what you have available to spend. Now, it's the same in home buying. You want to know what you have available to spend when you're purchasing a home. How much am I pre-approved up to? Not a preconditional or conditional approval, a pre-approval. I mean, you've turned in your documents. They validated what you told them that you have, because the conditional approval, it's not worth the paper it's written on. Because I always tell people buyers are liars and sellers are too. You could say you make whatever. When you show the lender what you make, it validates. Prime example, had a buyer, got pre-approved. On the application, she receives child support. She receives her income from her job. And so after the lender's reviewing, she's looking at the bank statements, but we don't see the child support. So she put child support on there, but she's not receiving the child support. So that's why we need to validate information. So you put $1,100 child support monthly, and we credit you for that. But when we get the documents, it's not. So guess what? We have to reduce the price. That's why that's a conditional approval. The pre-approval is they've seen the documents, they've validated, yes, I do get the child support. Yes, it comes every month. Yes, I do receive alimony, whatever it might be, right? Yes, it's true. It's validated on documents. So we don't want to go just a conditional, because you can go online to Bank of America or some of these other institutions and do an application. They'll spit out an approval, not an approval, a conditional approval, which again, doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I don't accept offers on conditions. The offer has to be pre-approved, meaning the lender has validated those documents. They've proven the fact that, yes, you get that child support. Yes, this is what I make. Yes, this is what my taxes show. 2 years tax returns. Now, I do have different programs. Some of you that are entrepreneurs, we could do bank statement loans. You could use your bank statement. Here's what I want you to understand on that part. When you're an entrepreneur, you need to put everything in the bank. I don't care if you got to pay a bill on the way home. Stop by the bank, deposit, wait 5 minutes, take it back out. Because the deposits are what the lender wants to see. What do your deposits look like? Because your deposits show income. Like your paycheck stub, right? They deposit in your bank. They give you, maybe it's a check, maybe it's a deposit, but they want to show your income. So what do you have as an entrepreneur? Your deposit shows you. So if you're a nail tech, barber, whatever it is you do, auto mechanic, mobile mechanic, whatever you do, you receive cash app. Those are ways of deposit. The lender will use those to validate your deposit. We don't have to have tax returns. There's so many different lending institutions that we're almost sure we can help you get into home ownership. There's a new program that Christina was telling me. You know, Christina, she did my show for me last week. So she told me, she said this on the show, that you can get a loan, not a loan. Your family member can donate money to help you get into a home. So in other words, Uncle Willie got some money. He could say, niece, I'm going to give you how much you need? I need $15,000 for my down payment. He can give it to you. He just has to give it to you through title. He can't give it to you directly, can't put it into your bank. It has to go through title. So now you can get a gift, and we don't have to look at Uncle Willie's bank account. So the money's, and this is really big right now, because the problem we were having is people say, I wouldn't mind giving it to you, but they got to be all up in my business to help you. So that's been done away with. So that's great news. That's great news. So you got a family member, you got a rich uncle, rich aunt that wants to assist. We don't have to see their bank accounts anymore. Now, remember, I'm a realtor. So now once you work with one of my many lenders, you only need one at a time. Or maybe you have a lender. Many people don't. Now, I recommend, and you can do what you want to do. You can go to your own bank, what have you, credit union. I recommend these lenders because I've proven that they're qualified. Now, worst thing is to have a lender who is a rookie, who misses something. You get down in the deal and find out it's not going to close. And you put all this excitement, all this hope, and all this anticipation only for it to fall apart. So I have savvy lenders who've been in the business for years who can see down the road and see something that may become an issue in getting the keys to this home. So that's why I like to recommend. Now, I got 7 or 8 or 9. I can give you 3. You pick one. It's kind of like a home inspection. Now, let's talk about that, because some of you, I've had people say, well, Deville, I don't want to buy it because I don't want to be responsible for the repairs. They said right now, my landlord, if something go wrong, I just call my property management or the landlord. They send somebody out. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because guess who they're sending out? The home warranty company. So every home, 98% of homes I sell, guess what? They get a home warranty. So you get a home warranty, you get a home warranty, you get a home warranty. Guess what? Because that's what your management, your landlord is doing. He's calling the home warranty company. So why not put you in the seat? So we do away with every excuse. Interest rates are high. So is rent. And the sad part about the rent part of it, well, let me say the good part first. The good part about the purchase and the interest rates high is that it's fixed. The sad part about rent being high is that it continued to get higher. So the fixed rate locks me in. If my mortgage is $2,400 a month, it's $2,400 till I pay it off. Unless I refinance or pull money out or I lower the interest rate. It may change there. But the mortgage will never change. It's a promissory note for 30 years at this interest rate. So the advantage for you is the difference in rent is that rent goes up, and these landlords are starting to do 6 months rent. So what does that mean? 6 months, he can go up again. There's no rental cap in Las Vegas, so they can go up to whatever. I'm selling homes right now to cash buyers $400,000 and $500,000 because they can now charge the rent that makes sense to their wealth. Let me explain. So a man could take $450,000, take it over to the bank, and said, "I'll deposit this in your bank. How much interest would you give me?" They'll probably give him 1.5%. So I had a gentleman, he had 300-some thousand. They would offer him like $106 a month if he would put his money with them on the long term. $106 a month, $1,200 a year. I said, and this is, he asked me, he said, "Deville, I inherited some money. What do you think I should do?" He got approved to buy a home, but now his aunt left him some money. So we were talking, we were discussing some of the options in real estate that are available. So I said, "Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the bank. I'm looking at a fourplex. It was a few years ago. Fourplex with $310,000. I said, go to the bank and ask them what would they give you if you deposited $310 in the bank. How much would they give you?" So he went to the bank as asked, found out they were only giving him $106, $7, $8 a month. Well, $106 or $7 a month versus when you bought this apartment building, it had an income of $2,800 a month. Now, which sounds best if you got the money to do it? So what the investors are doing now is they're going in here buying these properties because now if they put $450 into a house, it could charge you $2,400. Can you see where that makes sense? They could charge what they want. And right now people are paying high rent. And that's where the market is, right? That's where Las Vegas is. I remember you could get it. I know a person got a 3-bedroom apartment upstairs above someone, not even a townhome. It's an apartment upstairs, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $1,900 a month. Unheard of. But this is where we are today. So a mortgage for a 3-bedroom house right now runs about $2,100. So you're paying $19 for an apartment when you can have a mortgage for $2,100. And guess what? I'm going to give you the money down. Or you can use your 401k without penalty. How are you going to do that? Let Deville Realty show you, set you with a lender, and give you a game plan, a strategy with these funds from your tax refund, how to get it done. Don't waste money and keep wasting money with a landlord. That's a waste of money to waste the money you get for tax refund and then waste it on a rental house. I don't know how many times I say it, but I hope you get the picture because it's time to draw a line in the sand. Make the decision that no longer am I going to continue in the same vein in 2025. We got a playbook. Project 2025 at Deville Realty Group is to help you get into building wealth for yourself. Now, right now, the interest rates, they may be a little high, but so is rent, I say. Interest rates right now, we're looking at 6.5% with an FHA. Now, that's if you use your 401k monies. Now, I do have a grant program. I have several grant programs. The grant program that would entitle you up to no money down, that program right now is 7.75. So which makes sense? To use your 401k if you have that ability or that advantage, use your 401k with a 6.5 FHA first-time buyer. Or you can get an FHA first-time buyer through a down payment program for 7.75. Now, maybe you don't have the 401k, but 7.75, and whenever it does, the interest rate goes down. But then after a year, you can refinance it to a lower rate. But right now, at least you would be fixed lock rate at 7.75. Even if it goes up, you don't go up. If it goes down, you have the ability to refinance it. However, you have to keep your credit to a par. They want it around 660, 680 or above. Right, to be able to refinance, get 80%, and then lower the interest rate. But this is what landlords are doing. Landlords are having you to pay the house, They go out and refinance the house. They go buy a new car, and the car costs $600-700 a month for a new car. So they go up on your rent too. How much is he paying for the car? He literally paying $500 because he just increased your rent. You're paying off his mortgage and you're helping him pay off the new car. It's the nature of the beast. It's what we see right now. It's where things are. And if you have the advantage to do it, you probably would too. You're not breaking the law. You have the ability to go up on the rent. When the lease is over, you could say, hey, look, sign a new lease. This is where the rents are now. If you've been living in a house more than 6, 7, 8 years, they want you out anyway because you're probably paying low rent. People say, I don't want to move because my rent low. Yeah. And a lot of times they'll say, we want to sell the home, and they'll act like they're going to sell it, and then you move out and you come back, it's another tenant. But guess what? They can get new market value. They can't just raise rent $500. So they know if they ease you out of there, they can raise it $500. Guess what? They get the market value for rentals that are available today. Now, somebody said, well, I'll just move if they go up on the rent. Sit down. You're not going anywhere. Do you know how much it costs to rent or to move and to relocate? You got to pay you got to pay first, last, security deposit. You got to pay deposit to move all the power, the gas, phone, all the technology, the internet. Come on, really? Over $200? You might as well pay the $200 and just sit down rather than go. You're going to pay that and U-Haul and help buying pizza for the move party. So, yeah. But now what I do recommend, rather than moving, is let's move towards fixing the credit, right? Because credit is important. It's very important that you use this wisely and take care of it because it can save you a ton of money in the long run. Do you know the percentage of people who with bad credit pays more? There's a loan for bad credit people of 15% to do a hard money loan. Versus your credit is good, you can go down to your credit union and they could give you money with 3%, 2%. Signature loan, right? But that's what good, decent credit. You show yourself, to be a, person that pays their bills. But those who just don't pay, you lose so much more. And it's really not, it's actually frowned upon. Now, we're talking about the interest rates. Now, we're looking at 7 and 8 on a conventional. 7 and 1/8. I told you 7.75 if you're going to use the down payment program. But don't get disturbed by the interest rates. If they're going to give you the house with no money down, guess what? It's a win-win. No money out of pocket. I'm the master negotiator. I'm going to help get the closing costs taken care of, as I always do. If not all, I'll help get most of it done. Right? But I've seen a lot of time where they're ready to sell. The reason why 530 homes have reduced their price. So with reducing the price means that they're not getting it sold. So if you gave a price, you want a closing cost, the possibilities are there because they're reducing the price to try to get the sale. So if you came in and you gave the price, you gave the list price and you asked for, let's say you need $12,000, they may consider doing that. But if you reduce the price and ask, that's kind of rare. Now, unless they're hungry, they may jump on that. However, if a home's been just on the market, now it's been on the market over 30 days, people are getting desperate. People are getting weary, and they want to start getting offers. So we talk about 7.75 with down payment programs. Now, remember, with the 401k, you can get it with a 6.5 FICO. So if you got that 401k, you got at least $15,000 now. For a townhome or a condo, it's 3.5%. Let's say it's $300,000. That's $10,500. So the minimum you want to have, is, let's say, $9,000. The minimum. All right. So if you know you don't have that, then we need to consider the DPA, the down payment program, to help you get where you need to be. But I recommend 2025. Let this be your year. Let this be your year that you step out. Get out of this rental stuff, start creating generational wealth. Then when you get that property, let's talk about doing a living trust. right? Not a will. And that's another thing we need to be educated on. The will it doesn't keep you out of court. The will doesn't dismiss court. So we want to dismiss the court fees, the realtor fees, all the fees. Let's do a living trust. The living trust, let's say someone passes away. The trust is read by the attorney. This is how John Brown wanted this to be. He wanted you to have the Volkswagen and you to get the Cadillac. So it's out the way he wanted it done. Versus a will, the judge reads the will, but the final decision lies on the judge, right? But he tries his best to push the will according to the decedent. But again, we can avoid it altogether. But that's a topic for another day. We'll have Josh come in. He's an attorney. He does living trust. So we'll do a show on that this year. But we want to talk about, you got to have something to put in a living trust. What do you own? What asset do you own? We got a lot of liabilities, but we have no asset. At least if you have assets, you could. If you needed some money, you got a title. If you got a Rolex watch, you can get something from something. But if you just have shoes and clothes that depreciate once you wear them, let me just say you don't have much at all. So here to help, want to get it done, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, live on radio this Wednesday afternoon. Beautiful day. Going to sit here and just talk a little bit about the market report. And remember, there's 707 properties that have recently gone on the market that are new listings. So there's property that just came out here on the market, but we got to get you approved. I get a lot of phone calls where families are saying, we want to go look at a house. Well, what's your pre-approval amount? We don't have one. Well, you need that first. So first things first, get pre-approved. Take your documents to the lender. Very, very important. Not just do it online. No, they're going to make an appointment. Take those bank statements and all pages. If it says 1 of 6, take all 6. If it says 1 of 20, they want 20 pages. I don't care if it's one blank, 1 of 20. Give them all the bank statement, the W-2s. They want your last 2 bank statements as well as your last 2 paycheck stubs. Now, when you follow the rule, then you get this pre-approval. Then Deville Realty team, we go look at a house. Now, you find a home that you like. As your realtor, we're going to negotiate the price, negotiate the offer, work on some closing costs. This is what we do at Deville Realty. You tell me this is the home you want. You're an approved bracket for that home. My job is to get those keys. Now, we may have to do a couple counter offers and go back and forth to get it worked out. But lately, these sellers, as you see, 530 price decreases. That means sellers are 530 people trying to sell their home, and they're willing to decrease the price to get it done. So what does that say to you? It's a good time to get in, wouldn't you say? If there are 500 people are decreasing in value in their price, that just means what they're asking for the house. Doesn't mean the home is devalued. It just means that it's too much competition, and I can't seem to get it sold. So there's a lot of people right now they haven't noticed. Let's talk about that. Notice of default. Maybe you know someone that's in default. As a realtor, I can help save the equity. What do we have to do? We have to sell the home, save the equity. How are we going to do that? Put the home on the market. Somebody said, well, I don't want to sell my home. Well, can you catch up on that delinquent notice? Because if you've got a sale date on your home, then you're going to have to sell it or they're going to foreclosure. Now, somebody says, you're mad at the bank. The bank want to take my house. Let me tell you something. The bank doesn't want your house. The bank wants the interest on the payment of the house. Remember, banks are about interest. Remember, I told you earlier, the man put his money in the bank. The bank said, I'm going to give you 1%, 1.5%. And he loaned you the money for 6%. So that means the bank is making 4.5% off of this man's money. They've got to pay him. So if you're missing payments, he doesn't get his payment. So that's why banks don't want your house. Trust me when I tell you. Banks want the payment. That's why they're willing to work with you. You get a couple months behind, the banks are willing to work with you in many cases. Let's say, sure, we'll put it on the back of the loan. Just keep paying forward because they want the interest. So people call me and say, they trying to take, they don't want your house. You're just angry. And most of the time when we get down to the bottom of it, and I say this with all due respect, you've gotten behind in your payments. Life happens. But they don't want to take the house. They want you to get those payments on track so they can keep paying him his 1.5%. They can still get their 5%. Everybody's making money. The bank's making money. They're able to pay the investor back. That's the name of the game. That's how it rolls in real estate. So you want to be educated? You want to know how it works? Contact me. We can talk more about it. If you're in default with your mortgage, don't lose your home and your equity. Because once they foreclose on the house, they're going to sell it to the highest bidder. And it may not come as high as what you owe. Then it may. And if you're in default, please, ma'am, sir, don't get behind. If you have an HOA, pay the HOA. Because the HOA can now foreclose on the property. So whatever you do, pay the HOA. I don't care if you're behind in the mortgage, pay that HOA. You don't want those problems. You don't want those problems. So pay the HOA. The bank, sometimes, a lot of cases, they will do a forbearance, a modification. They'll work with you. You know, a good hardship letter explains what happened, why you're in default, what created. Someone that was divorced, someone that was loss of a job, someone that was loss of a spouse. Whatever the case, a one page, they just want one page explaining briefly the reason for your being behind in the mortgage. Simple stuff. But only a savvy realtor like myself, the broker, who knows this information, how to walk you through this information and get it done for you. 702-349-0162. This is what I do here at Deville Realty Group. The team and I, we're the largest black real estate firm in the state of Nevada. We're excited about it. We want to continue to press. Listen, our project 2025 is going to be powerful. It's helping first-time buyers, seasoned investors, those of you that may have lost your home. If you're a veteran, we appreciate your service. You've used your DD-214. We can reinstate your DD-214, get you into home ownership again. Don't think you're lost out because you lost your home as a veteran. Veterans have the opportunity. And watch this. Veterans, if you were married to a veteran and you were married at the time of their demise, you can use their DD-214 to purchase a home. Somebody says, really? Yes, your grandmother who's getting his benefits can use his DD-214. They were married. She has the ability to use, she's getting his pension. She can use his, I've sold homes to seniors. One lady told me, baby, I'm too old to buy a house. I said, mother, you paying rent. You're not too old to pay rent. You can pay a mortgage and leave it to your children, right? Because when you pay rent, you pay another man's mortgage. He leaves it to his children. So again, let's look at the avenues that are available. Contact Greg Deville. I want to speak with you. I want to talk with you. I want to make sure we're getting you right where you need to be. Our Project 2025 is powerful. It's going to help you. You're going to get that tax refund. Please use it wisely. We just had Christmas. You need another purse like you need a hole in your head. You don't need nothing else but a home. And let me show you how to do it. Be responsible. You kept telling yourself, I'm going to get me a house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my tax. Then you get it and you get to running off. You can go to the mall as long as you window shopping. Don't spend it. Contact me today, 702-349-0162. Talk with one of my lenders. Let them give you a game plan so when you get your tax refund, don't just pay off your credit stuff. Just know, we want to know which one is most important to pay, right? Which one is most important? Which one is going to get me more favorable with my points as well as in the lender's eyes? Because remember, the lender doesn't want to see certain things on your credit report. Now, when it comes to medical, that's not a debt. It's a debt, but it's not a credit. So we don't look at medical as you would think. Well, I got medical. We're not worried about that. Everybody got medical. What we're worried about is those things that you've borrowed that you haven't paid back. It shows you being irresponsible. So nobody wants to loan to someone who's irresponsible that hasn't paid it back. So once the lender shows you what to pay back, pay it back. Then the lender says, oh, you're being responsible. We're willing to work with you. So very simple. All right. So look, I've been given the sign by the engineer. I got to get out of the chair. I got to give it up. I think our next guest is in line. Look, it's a beautiful Wednesday. We're excited about information. I'm here every Wednesday at 12 noon, high noon, to share more great wealth, powerful information in the real estate industry. Don't forget, it's your season. Our Project 2025 is going to get you into home ownership. So what? The interest rate's a little bit high. So is rent. Who cares? Just get a house. I'm going to give you the money up to $29,000 down towards your down payment. It's a no-brainer. All you got to do is make the call. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. We love what we do here at Deville. The team is excited. So am I. So look, till I talk to you next week at the same time, same place at hot702.5fm.com. May God's best be yours.
Yeah. Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.